Hello, my loves. Hope you're all well. Y'all, this is the last Britney ranking. I have done all of her albums aside from Femme Fatale, and I am finally getting to it. I purposely chose this one for last. Well, I saved this one for last, because this was actually the first Britney album I ever listened to. This is what got me into Britney, and by extension, this is what got me into like music in general. So I have such admiration for this album, and it's so nostalgic to me. And honestly, like, this sounds so dramatic, but it literally changed my life. Like, very genuinely, this album like changed my life. Like, it had a very profound effect on me. Like, I literally wouldn't have this channel without this album, and I wouldn't be into music in general without this album. So yeah, this is definitely one that I'm gonna love ranking. There are some choices on this list, I'm gonna say that right now, but this is all just my opinion. This is how I just personally like the songs. So let's get into it. Number 17 is Big Fat Bass. I almost feel bad putting this one here because I feel like it's too obvious. Like, this is like the fan hated one. I feel like so many people just do not love this song, and maybe that was like more so back in the day, because I remember seeing a lot of hate for this one. And to this day, I feel like the general sentiment is that it's kind of like a silly song, and it's not really like Britney's best. And I kind of agree. Like, I said this in my Britney Jean video. This song feels more like a will.i.am song that has Britney on it, as opposed to a Britney Spears song that will.i.am happened to produce, if that makes any sense. Like, to me, this is will.i.am's production kind of overpowering Britney. And the thing about Britney's music is, like, she has such a personality. Like, no matter how crazy her music can get, her personality just always comes through. Like, she is enough of a presence to cut through all of the noise. And in this, I just don't feel like will.i.am's production necessarily works for her. I just think that she gets very drowned out in this, and there's just not enough for Britney to like latch onto, if that makes any sense. I just find the song very repetitive and very mindless, and it's not like Britney doesn't have songs like that. I just think that in this one, it feels more like a Black Eyed Peas song that Britney happens to jump on. Like, it just doesn't feel Britney enough, and I can't really, like, explain that in, like, a very detailed way. It just is. Like, I don't know, I feel like if you're a Britney stan, you kind of get it. Over time, though, like, I have come to genuinely like this song a lot, and I do really enjoy it. Like, now, I actually really find it getting stuck in my head a lot, and I just think that, yeah, it's a mindless, fun dance bop. Like, to me, it wouldn't sound out of place on Britney Jean, which I guess depending on your feelings on that album is either an insult or a compliment. But I mean, I like Britney Jean. It's obviously her weakest, but whatever. Like, I enjoy the fun, like, danciness of this song. Like, to me, it's just a silly, fun dance pop. I love the whole, like, it's getting bigger, the bass is getting bigger. Like, it's funny. It's just a really funny kind of song. And yeah, it's not that deep, but it doesn't need to be. Like, I enjoy Big Fat Bass for what it is. I used to be so petty. When I was younger and I was first listening to this album, I always skipped it because I was like, I don't want a man. Like, literally, I saw that a man was featured and I was skipping over it. Like, I was so dumb as a kid. Like, that was the entire reason I didn't listen to it. Same with I Will Always Love You from Baby One More Time. I literally saw featuring Don Phillip and I was like, no, I don't want a man. Like, I was so dumb when I was little. I don't know what the hell I was doing. But yeah, like, over time, I've come to really enjoy the song. Is it the weakest here? Yeah, sure, but whatever. Like, I still enjoy it for what it is. Number 16 is Drop Dead Beautiful. This one is kind of the exact same story. I used to just think that the song was stupid. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. Like, I thought that it was too silly. It was too, like, over the top. It was, like, too extra. But now, like, that's why I love it. Like, that is why I enjoyed the song so much. Like, I just think that this is one of the lyrically dumbest songs I have ever heard, and I love that about it. Like, it is just so shamelessly ridiculous, and that's what makes it so much fun. Like, this is such an enjoyable bop. I love Britney's, like, extremely robotic voice in it. I love the pre-chorus of the whole, like, look at you. And the second verse is, like, one of the funniest verses in any Britney song. You must be B.I.G. because you got me hypnotized. Like, it's so fun. Like, this is just a really fun song to sing along with. I just think that there's so many good quotes in it. Like, whoever said that beauty on the inside is a liar. Like, it is just so good. And also, of course, Sabi's verse, steaming like a pot full of vegetables, iconic. Like, I don't care what anyone says, that line is so iconic. Like, literally invented vegetables. Yeah, Drop Dead Beautiful. I don't have much to say about this song. I just think that it's fun. Like, I honestly just think that this is a really fun bop. Number 15 is Criminal. Okay, I told y'all there were some choices here. I feel like people probably would have this higher. And yeah, like, this is one that I feel over time has really grown on a lot of people. And it's one that surprises me how many people love it. Like, I just feel like I see so much love for Criminal nowadays. And even my best friend, too, she's not like a Britney stan by any means, but she loves Criminal. Like, this is her favorite Britney song. And I was always kind of like, why? Like, not in like a shady way. Like, I love Criminal, but I don't know, it just never did that much for me. And over the years, like, it hasn't necessarily grown on me anymore. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I always liked Criminal. I always enjoyed it. But it always, like, kind of confused me why it was a single when it was so different from the rest of the album. Like, Femme Fatale is a very, like, heavily EDM, like, 2011 record. And Criminal is very not that. Like, this is more, I don't want to say, like, stripped back, but it doesn't have, like, the same, like, electronicness. Like, you have, like, that harmonica, or is it a harmonica? Flute? Whatever. Like, that, like, wind instrument that's playing throughout it. And it just has, like, this Western feel to it, which is really cool. Like I said, I still enjoy Criminal a lot. And I think that Britney does a great job on it. Like, I will say, I genuinely think that this is her best, like, vocal performance on the album. Just in terms of, like, the drama she's bringing. Like, she is telling a story. She is in love with a criminal. Like, she knows that this man is bad for her, but she is going to him. And she just brings that drama. Like, there is, like, this melodramaticness to the song that I really love. Like, I just think that this is a really great, like, dramatic storytelling type of song. And yeah, like, other than that, though, I just never totally got into it. I don't necessarily think it's the catchiest. I do love the verses. I love when she's like, he is a loser, he's a bum. Like, I love that. Like, that is very fun to sing along with. But, I don't know, I never found the chorus particularly that catchy. And, yeah, like, it's not that the song, like, falls flat for me or anything. I just never 1000% got into it. And it makes me happy that other people love it. Like, I feel like when someone's favorite Britney song is Criminal, I'm like, you know what? I respect that. Like, I don't agree, but I respect it. Like, to me, that is, like, an interesting choice. I don't know. It always felt like such a deep cut. Even though it was a single, like, it still just feels like a deep cut. Like, I don't know. Do people even remember that this was a single? It just feels like it was so long ago, and it was so overshadowed by all of the other singles that it really feels like one of her more, like, obscure songs. Like, it feels like one of her more obscure, like, moments in her career. To me, it reminds me of, like, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know from Oops. Like, that was also, like, a fourth single, and it's not, like, as well known because the previous three were just, like, monster hits. So, yeah, like, I don't know, Criminal, it was always just, like, funny to me that it is so beloved. And even though I never totally got on board with it, I still love it. Like, it is still a great song. My favorite line is when she's like, he's got my name tattooed on his arm, his lucky charm, so I guess it's okay, he's with me. Like, I love that logic. Like, that is such Britney logic. Like, okay, he got a tattoo of me. I mean, I guess it's fine. Like, I could be with this man who's, like, a murderer. Like, I just love that. I love the logic. Like, honestly, I wish someone would get my name tattooed on them so I could be with them. Number 14 is He About to Lose Me. I'm touching hands with someone seriously beautiful. This song is so good. Like, I love how this is one of the more slower moments on the album. And, like, you don't really get many Britney ballads, but when she does one, they're always great. And this one is great. Like, I love her performance in this one. Again, like, she's giving drama. You could really hear, like, the heartache in her voice. And I think lyrically, this is probably one of the better songs. I love the pre-chorus of I got someone waiting at home. He says he's in love, but lately I just don't know. He don't see me or make me feel hot, banging in the club with all my ladies, and he don't know that he about to lose me. Like, it is so, I don't want to say relatable, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe there's been people that have felt like that in relationships, where it's like, okay, my man does not make me feel wanted, and you know what? I'm at the club. I might just be making out with someone, like, whatever. Like, I love that. Like, get your life, Brittany. Get your life. Yeah, this is just a really great, like, dramatic moment, and it's still catchy. Like, that's the thing. And this is still one that I could dance to. Like, it has a great scream along chorus, and even though it's, like, sad, it's still, like, lightly dancey. Like, it's not like this EDM, like, thumper, but it's also not like this really stripped back, like, piano ballad. It's a really good in between, and I feel the same way about the other ballad on this album that we'll be getting to. But yeah, He About to Lose Me is a really great track. I think that, yeah, this was a bonus track. I'm looking at the track list right now. I feel like that's okay. Like, I don't know that it needed to be, like, on the album proper, but I'm happy that we have it, is the thing. Like, it does give me bonus track energy, but not in a bad way. Like, I just don't think it necessarily needed to be here, but I'm glad that it is. I'm happy that we didn't lose He About to Lose Me. Like, this one is not lost, and thank God for that. Number 13 is Trouble for Me. This is such a bop. This is when we start getting into, like, boppy bops territory. Like, this is such a banger. The verses are so much fun to sing along with. The whole, like, blackjack, whiskey straight, and, like, the chorus is so much fun. Like, this is just a really, really solid dance track, and I love what it's about. I love how it's her saying, okay, this man is no good for me, and everyone loves him, and I shouldn't want to be with him, but I do, and I can't go back to him. Like, that definitely rings true for Britney. I feel like all of the men in her life, like, suck. Like, so many of the men that she has been with are just literally trouble for her. Like, they have been such trouble for her. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is a pretty good allegory for the men in her life. But I also heard one time, someone say this could be an allegory for alcohol. Like how she says, everybody loves you, baby, you're the king of the night. And then the chorus of, like, me and you, we were a disaster and you're only a danger to me, but the party ain't the same without you. Like, I feel like I could see that. That would be a pretty clever way of writing about that. And I'm also not trying to say, like, Britney herself is an alcoholic, like, no. But I'm just thinking, like, if they were writing, like, a generic pop song, like, not trying to, like, apply it to Britney, then, yeah, that would be really interesting if that was what they sort of intended for it to be read as. But other than that, like, this is just a bop. This is such a fun party song. I still listen to it, like, regularly, and it's just one that gets stuck in my head. Like, it is a really, really catchy song. Number 12 is Inside Out, the other kind of, like, ballady song. I really grew to love this one. Like, I always loved it, but over the years, I just came to appreciate Britney's vocals on this. She sounds so vulnerable. She sounds so gorgeous. And I think that the production being this kind of, like, heavy, noisy, electronic-y kind of thing, offsetting Britney's really, like, delicate vocals, just makes the song work. Like, I don't know if this is gonna make sense to anyone, but the way that I kind of listen to the song is, like, the production itself is a representative of, like, the turmoil that Britney is going through mentally because of this man. And her singing is, like, her thoughts, like, just verbalizing how she feels. And I don't know, like, maybe that's, like, way too deep of a read on this, but that's just how I, like, choose to listen to it, and I think it works like that. But yeah, again, she's giving drama, she's giving heartbreak, and she could really sell it. And I also, of course, love the references in the chorus with the whole, like, hit me one more time, you're the only one who drove me crazy. Like, I love that. I still think that the song manages to be, like, catchy and listenable, and I don't need to be in a sad mood to listen to Inside Out. Like, it really is just an earworm, and I want to listen to it, even if I don't want to cry to it. Like, I don't think I even have cried to the song ever, which is crazy for me, because I cry to a lot of songs that, like, aren't even sad, but this one, I don't know, it never, like, emotionally touched me like that, but I just enjoy it for being a very well done pop song. Like, I don't know, I just love, like, again, that heavy electronic production that sounds, like, overbearing and, like, grating, and Britney's really, like, flowery, like, delicate vocals. Like, I just think that that's a really cool dichotomy, and it makes the song really work. And again, like, I think that the lyrics are strong. There is definitely the sense of this relationship breaking down, but she's still desperately trying to cling on to it. she still wants this man to turn her inside out, which, can I just say for the record, like, I did not know what that was supposed to mean when I first listened to this album. I literally had no idea what that meant, and then, like, years later, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh my god, Brittany, you dirty little devil. Yeah, Inside Out. This is honestly one of her stronger ballads. Well, yeah, that's a bold claim to make. I don't know, like, I would need to, like, go through all of her ballads, but, I don't know, she doesn't do many ballads, so when she does, they're always great. This one is great, and definitely worth a listen. Number 11 is Down, Up and Down, Up and Down, Up and Down. Oh my god, the beat just dropped and the room got sexy, y'all. Like, this is such a... Oh my god, I can't even put into words how much I love this song. Like, this one I would listen to literally every day on the bus, and ignore my friends if I didn't feel like talking to them, because I just was so enamored. Like, this was one of the songs that really made me get into, like, dance pop in general, because it just made me want to move. Like, I couldn't listen to the song and sit still. I still can't listen to it and sit still. There's just so much energy to it, and it has that Britney personality, like, the personality that I thought was missing in Big Fat Bass. Like, this is how you do, like, a repetitive, mindless, fun Britney dance track. The lyrics are so funny. The lyrics in Femme Fatale in general are just, like, so funny. I think that there is just such, like, silly, goofy songwriting that really does work on this album. And then this one, it starts with, like, I got all tricked out and came up to this thing looking so fire hot, a 20 out of 10. Like, it's just so funny. Like, this is a really fun one to sing along with. And once that chorus hits, like, oh my god, the chorus just, like, slaps me in the face. Like, this is one of those songs where you get to the chorus and it just punches you and you fly across the room. And then you start shaking your tits because it's that much fun. Like, this is just such a fun dance bop. And that's really all that I have to say about it. Like, if you haven't listened to Up and Down, like, definitely get into it. Like, this is one of her more underrated songs. This was also a bonus track. I feel like maybe not, like, tons of people know about it. I mean, Britney fans definitely know about it. But, I don't know, like, if you haven't heard it in a long time, definitely get back into it. I feel like I always forget how much I love this song. But then I listen to it again and I'm like, wait, it literally is a 20 out of 10 song. Like, it really is. Oh, and the bridge is so good with all, like, I can almost feel my lace slipping off cause of the bass. Like, I love that. It is just so on the nose. Like, this is just such a fun track. Number 10, speaking of fun tracks, is Gasoline. Oh my god, I loved... Do y'all remember when this was in her perfume commercial? I forget which one it was for. Okay, I actually just looked it up. It was for a Fantasy Twist. I never tried that one. Random perfume update, but I found a bottle of Curious at Marshall's for $10, and I snatched that shit right up. It smells so good. I have been, like, spraying it recklessly all over myself for the last, like, 2 weeks. Anyways, Gasoline, this is such a campy, on-the-nose track. Like, there is no subtlety in this song. The lyrics are just, like, every single gasoline, like, pun, like, sex pun that you could think of. And I just love it. Like, this one, to me, it reminds me of, like, Rihanna's Shut Up and Drive, like, with the car metaphors and everything. It's just so on the nose and so, like, goofy, and it knows exactly what it is. Like, this is just a funny dance track, and it's one that I revisit a lot. Like, if you go to the gas station and are not automatically singing Gasoline in your mind, like, are you actually gay? Like, that is my question. Like, if you can get gas and not sing Gasoline by Britney Spears, like, I don't know, I think you might be straight in that case. Like, I have some bad news for you, because that is what my mind just immediately jumps to. Yeah, like, this one is so much fun. Like, I love the whole, like, you set me on fire, and, like, my heart only runs on Supreme. Like, again, just really, really goofy, like, lyrics, and that's why I love this album. Like, Femme Fatale is unseriousness personified, and that is also what Gasoline is. I love it so much. Oh, the pre-chorus, oh my god, the pre-chorus is so much fun to sing along with. Like, when the music goes up and the sun goes down, lightning strikes and I'm on the ground, like, oh my god, it's so good, so good. Absolutely love Gasoline, and again, like, a totally underrated one. I feel like I need to see more love for Gasoline. Like, I'm gonna need all my Gasoline girlies to rise up. Like, Shell, Gulf, BP, all of y'all, Valvoline, I don't know. Like, all of y'all need to get up and start declaring your love for Gasoline, because it is such a bop. Number 9 is Scary. I will die on the hill that this song is literally within, like, the top 5 most underrated Britney songs. I feel like no one ever brings this song up. It was a Japanese bonus track, I believe, and it wasn't even on the, like, deluxe edition of Femme Fatale, like, here in the States. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a Japan exclusive track. And just like every other Japanese exclusive track, it's, like, literally so good. This song is a Halloween staple for me. It's so, again, just like dancey and fun, and there's so much energy to it. And I love like the horror theming, obviously. Like, I'm a horror stan, I love horror movies, and this song is like fun horror movie energy. Like, this isn't like the highbrow like cinema like horror movie. This is like the popcorn slasher flick horror movie. Like, that is the energy that this song gives. And yeah, it's just so much fun. Like, I love the little references. I love the little I'm turning into a monster, like I'm Jekyll and Hyde. Like, that is so cute. Oh, and I love the opening where it's kind of like just her vocals and it's like that little intro. Like, it's just such a well done song. Oh, and the pre-chorus is so good. It's so catchy. Like, I have just kept saying this about like every song, and I'm sorry, but like this really is such a fun song to sing along with. Like, this one and Birds of Prey by Xtina and Take Me Home by Spice Girls. That's like my holy trinity of October bops. Like, those are like my spooky. Oh, and obviously Disturbia by Rihanna. Oh, and Supernatural by Madonna. Okay, I'm just gonna like keep going off right now. Yeah, but like this is a definite like Halloween playlist staple. I love how she references Freaky Friday in the chorus. Like, yeah, I get it. It's not that deep. It's like Freaky Friday, like whatever. But I don't know. It's just funny to think of her referencing this little like Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis movie. It's like a horror movie, but whatever. Like, I get it. It's not like that deep. But yeah, Scary. This is a bop. Get into it if you've never heard it. It is like way too good. It's way too good to not be on streaming. Like, the children need to know. The children need to know about Scary. This is a Halloween bop, and it simply deserves more love. Number 8 is Hold It Against Me, the lead single. This is such a classic Britney song. Like, this really was a moment. I remember when this came out and the video and everything, and it was like, oh my god, like, this is incredible. Because it really was like kind of different from what we've been hearing at the time. Like, this wasn't totally like everything else from 2011, because it definitely did incorporate more of that dubstep, and it had that breakdown, and Britney really was like a pioneer of that. Like, she had Freak Show on Blackout with dubstep, and then she had this, which was a #1 single, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm not trying to say like she invented dubstep or anything, like obviously not, but she was really one of the biggest names in pop music to incorporate that, and that's what makes the song so cool. Like, this really is just such a forward-thinking pop song from the time. Like, you look at the trends of the early 2010s, and I don't know, I feel like this song like it definitely had its influence, because you see that dubstep being incorporated into a lot of bigger hits, like especially from this time to like 2013-ish, I want to say. But Hold It Against Me, the song, I think that the song holds up. Like, it really holds up very well. I love the sheer like relentlessness of the production, like that really like thumping, pulsating beat, and I love how it slows down for that really ethereal chorus and then just goes right back into that insane like electronic sound. It is such a journey. Like, this song really is such a journey. And then you get that dubstep breakdown in the bridge. It's just so cool. Like, this is just such a cool song. I also love like Britney's vocals on it. Like, she just brings the Britney-isms. Like, of course, when she's like, little hazy, like, you cannot say hazy without saying hazy. Like, I'm sorry, I have never said that word without saying it in Britney's voice. Like, she has ruined that word for me. I cannot say hazy. Like, it has to be hazy. I'm sorry. But really, I just think that only Britney could sell the song. I don't know. I just can't really picture any other singer like making these lyrics in particular work. I especially just love the pun of like, if I said, I want your body now, would you hold it against me? Which, can I just say, it took me an embarrassingly long time to actually get what that pun meant. Like, I'm really not kidding. Like, I'm talking maybe 3 years ago, that's when it actually clicked for me. I don't know why, like, I just never got it, but now it makes sense, and now it's like so much fun to sing along with. Yeah, Hold It Against Me, this is such a bop. I feel like people like forget that this was #1, but this really was a moment, and along with the video, I just feel like this should be more remembered. I don't know, like, I guess I say that about literally everything that Britney does, but this one deserves to be remembered. I feel like I want to hear the song more when I'm out. I need to hear this when I'm shopping. I need to hear this in the club. Like, I just need more love for Hold It Against Me, because it's a classic. Number 7 is Sailfish. I can't say selfish without saying it like how she says it in the song. I am telling y'all, Britney has ruined my pronunciation. Like, literally, the way she says selfish in the song, she's like, little sailfish. So it's sailfish. To me, it is sailfish. She invented a new species of fish. Look at her go. This is just dance pop perfection. Again, like, Femme Fatale is just such a strong EDM record. And I just love this one because, again, like, it's fun. Like, I don't know what else to say. It is just a fun song. I love the whole, like, boom, boom, baby, pick you up in my Mercedes. Like, I could not look at a Mercedes and for the life of me not think about this song. Like, I'm sorry. If I drive by a Mercedes, like, dealership, like, this song is getting played. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot help it. That is the effect that Miss Spears has had on my psyche. Like, it is so true. I love the production in the verses, like, how it's kind of a little more minimal, but you have like those little electro like bleeps and bloops in like the background, and then it just explodes into this huge chorus, and it's just so much fun. Like, this is just such a well done song. And also, I love the bridge. I love the whole, like, tonight I'm feeling sexual, like, so on the nose. Like, thank you, Brittany. Like, I wasn't sure what the song was about, but thank you for clarifying. Yeah, again, like, this is just a dumb, fun, mindless dance pop song, and it's done, like, so perfectly. And I feel like the thing that separates, sorry, I'm just gonna go on a rant for, like, 2 seconds. I feel like the thing that separates this song from, like, any given song on, like, Britney Jean is that, like, I feel like only Britney could make this song work. Like, this is just such a Britney song through and through, and she brings that personality to it. Whereas Britney Jean just didn't feel like her, it just felt more generic. But, sorry to, like, randomly bring Britney Jean into this, like, but that's just how I feel. Like, I love mindless, fun pop songs, but Britney always brings her personality to a mindless, fun pop song, and I feel like it was lacking in Britney Jean, that's all. Sorry to, like, go on a tangent. Number 6 is Seal It With a Kiss. You could basically apply what I said about that one to this one. To me, this is like an almost tie, but I do give the edge to Seal It With a Kiss because I genuinely think this is one of the catchiest choruses, not just in this album, but in her whole discography. Like, this is such a crack chorus, and I can never get it out of my head whenever I listen to it. Like, this is one that just sticks with you, and it's one that I really played out in middle school. Like, I played this song out, and I still do. Like, this is still one that just goes off so hard. I mean, as much as I love the chorus too, the verses are also, like, insanely catchy. I love just, like, the cadence of it, the whole, like, see you out tonight, smiling and talking. It's so good. And also, I love the line, say you're just a friend, I'm a little liar. I love her delivery of that line. She's giving, like, sex kitten, she's giving danger, she's literally giving femme fatale, like a deadly woman. Like, I just love that, or dangerous woman. I don't know what the translation is, but, yeah, like, I just love it. Seal It With a Kiss. This is genuinely, like, I wouldn't even hesitate to put this in, like, her top 10 catchiest songs ever. Like, I really would make that claim. Like, that is just how much of an earworm it is. Number 5 is Don't Keep Me Waiting. I am sorry, I'm like singing more today. I don't know what it is. This song, this is just a Hilary Duff song. Like, does anyone else ever think that? Like, I literally, genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believe this was a Hilary Duff demo from like 2004, and somehow randomly Britney like stumbled upon it, and she was like, I'm gonna record this. Like, I don't know why, like, the song just literally sounds like something that could have been from Hilary Duff's like pop rock days, and that is why it's so high up. Like, if anything reminds me of Duff, like, that is a very, very high compliment. Don't Keep Me Waiting, like, literally, this is a pop rock banger. It kind of has nothing to do with the rest of the album. Like, it doesn't necessarily, like, fit in with the whole, like, electro sound of the rest of Femme Fatale, although it doesn't, like, stick out as much as, like, a Criminal, in my opinion, but it is definitely an outlier. But I love it for that. Like, I love when Britney does rock. Like, I love when the girls go rock. Like, I'm a pop rock girly, and that's why I love this song so much. Like, it is a headbanger. It is so funny. Like, the lyrics are ridiculous. Like, the bridge where she's like, what the hell? I'm standing outside, colder than the freezer. Come on and melt my eyes. Like, it's so ridiculous. I love it. Me and my friend, literally, he is the one person who, like, shares the love that I have for this song. And I'm so happy that I have, like, one other soul to connect with on this song with, because he is always just like, colder than the freezer, like, whenever we're, like, outside or something. Like, it is just such an iconic line. Well, iconic to me. Like, literally, it's iconic in my brain. Yeah, like, this is just a pop rock banger. Like, it doesn't really have to do with anything on the rest of the album. And also, like, it sounds like it's from 2004, but why is that a bad thing? Like, I don't see how that could be a bad thing. This is just such a bop. Like, I love the drums. I love her, like, spunky kind of energy in it. I love the pre-chorus of, like, the okay, light speed. Like, this is just such a banger. Like, if you haven't heard Don't Keep Me Waiting, like, you need to get into this one. You need to get into it. Don't keep her waiting. Like, literally, do not keep her waiting. Number 4 is How I Roll. You want to talk about like forward-thinking pop music? Like this really is like this song was definitely a precursor to like the PC music of like the 2010s. Like you could really draw a line from this to Charlie XCX and like Sophie and like all of the kind of producers that were making music that was this like crazy and like kind of batshit insane. I will say right now, I'm not really a big like PC music fan. I know like every gay person is for whatever reason. I don't know why. Me, I like never got it. It never really like sounded good to me. But sometimes it does. Like when PC music hits, it really hits. And this song specifically, like this just hits. Like this is such a bop. It's so off the wall. It's so zany. It wouldn't sound totally out of place on Glory, in my opinion, because Glory was a very like zany, like wacky kind of album. And this song, like, there's just so many random, like, sound effects and, like, the hoo ha, like, it's just so, like, all over the place. It's so off the wall, and I love it for that. Like, there's just always some new element being added in. Like, the song just doesn't stay still. Like, there's just this frenzied energy to it, and, like, each minute of it sounds different from each other, if that makes sense. Like, it reminds me of Freak Show from Blackout, where you jump to any point in that song, and there's something new happening. There's always, like, some new sound, some new element added in, and that's what I love about it. Like, it just keeps the song so interesting. And yeah, like, How I Roll is just a very, very fascinating piece of music. Like, I want to see a dissection on it. Like, I feel like if, like, pop music was a class, this would be, like, the master's thesis. Like, I feel like this is just pop at its peak. Like, this is pure excellence. Like, this is just creativity, and this is just mastery of the form. Like, it really is. Like, this is just such a masterwork of a song. And I also just love, like, how Britney's voice is being manipulated in the song and sort of used as an instrument. And she's always done that. Like, well, not, like, always, but definitely, like, starting with a Blackout or even some, like, In the Zone cuts. Like, her voice is very much used as an instrument. And that's what I love about it. Like, the way that she sort of distorts it and, like, plays around with it. And she still manages to sound like Britney. Like, it's unmistakably her. She has that really airy, light, sweet tone in the song that is sort of playing against all of this craziness in the production. And that is just, like, so cool. Like, this is just such a cool song. This song and The Boys by Nicki Minaj literally, like, invented PC music. Okay, I don't want to, like, go that far, but, like, they really were ahead of their times. Like, I will die on that. I've been, like, obsessed with The Boys by Nicki Minaj recently, so I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, going on my pedestal right now, but, like, the song and that one, literally, they deserve their flowers for being ahead of their time. So while you're here, listen to How I Roll and also listen to The Boys by Nicki Minaj. Bops, just bops. Number 3 is I Wanna Go. This is the song that made me get into Britney Spears. I had obviously already, like, known of her. Like, I always loved her, but I never listened to all of her music. This is the song that prompted it. This is when I looked online and I was like, oh my god, this song is so good. I want to hear everything that she's ever done. And I was a really stupid kid. I didn't know that, like, the concept of, like, singles. Like, I thought that what you heard on the radio was it. Like, I didn't know about, like, album cuts or, like, deep cuts or whatever. Like, I was so stupid when I was little, but whatever. And it's even funnier because, like, my parents played, like, albums in the car. Like, for some reason, like, that didn't register that there were more, like, out there, I guess. I don't know, but this is the one that really prompted me to get into Britney, and I have to be grateful for that. Like, this holds a very special place in my heart, and I Want to Go, the song itself, is a bop. Like, this is another one that really does hold up in my opinion. It is extremely of its time, and I love it for that. Like, again, just like I said about Hold It Against Me, like, you have that really, like, pulsating dance beat, and you have that massive chorus. Like, this is very much 2011 in pop music, and that's why I love it. I will say the lyrics are, like, almost creepy, like, in a meta sense, just because, like, we know that she was, you know, in her conservatorship at the time, and in the song, she's talking about, like, needing release. Like, she literally says, shame on me to need release, and also just the fact that she's saying, lately, I've been stuck imagining what I want to do and what I really think. Like, it's almost, like, creepy. Like, the fact that she's singing these lines, like, during a time in her life where she was controlled. Like, there are so many Britney songs that are just like prophecies, like, or not even, this one isn't even a prophecy, like, it was just plainly telling us, like, in plain sight, what she was probably actually imagining at the time, or what she was like thinking at the time. And I remember thinking, and like when I was first getting into her and I saw like her situation with like the conservatorship and everything, I remember thinking even back then, I was like, oh, that's what I Want to Go is about. Like, that's literally what I was thinking, because again, she was very highly controlled at the time, and it was apparent even from the outside looking in. But yeah, like in terms of just the song itself, like, I don't have much to say about it. It's just nostalgic to me. Like, this holds a very, very dear place in my heart. If I had to make a soundtrack to my life, like, this is absolutely one of like the first tracks, because genuinely, I really probably wouldn't be into music the way that I am without this song. I mean, maybe I would have, like, maybe eventually like another song would have came along, but this is like my song. Like, this is the one that made me get into everything that I'm into, basically. Like, this is the one that prompted it, and for that reason, it just really, really does hold a very special place in my heart. Like, literally, I don't even think that this channel would exist without this song. So yeah, like, I will always, always, always love I Want to Go, and if I hear it in a club, I will be losing my mind. And that has happened before, and it wasn't pretty. Number 2, speaking of losing my mind in the club, is Till the World Ends. This one gets like such regular rotation to this day, and for a good reason, like for a very good reason. Till the World Ends, I remember like it was this one and I Want to Go that were like bar none my most played songs from like middle school. Like, it was those two and Slave and probably Piece of Me that were my most played songs, like when I was in middle school and I didn't talk to anyone and was just listening to Britney. Till the World Ends, I just adore for being the most perfectly done dance track like I've ever heard. This is just the most like basic, and I don't mean that in a bad way, like it's a basic like no frills dance party anthem. The sentiment is just so simple. Just keep on dancing till the world ends. Like, all right. Like, it's post-apocalyptic, like we're in Mad Max or something, and she's just dancing. Like, that's what I love. That basically, that's what the video was. Like, they're in like this bunker or whatever, and then like meteors are coming down. I mean, this was 2012, so I guess that they were capitalizing on that. Did anyone else actually think that the world was gonna end in 2012? Because little me did. I absolutely like was totally fearing that 2012 was going to be the end of us, and then it happened and like nothing happened, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. And now like we're living in 2024, and low-key I kind of wish that the world did end. Yeah, but Till the World Ends, this is just, like I said, the most basic like anthemic pop song. Like, you really can't get any more like simple than this, and that's what makes it great. Like, it is just like pop distilled. Like, this is just the essence of what a fun party song should be. And again, Britney is bringing it in it. She's giving that like sexy, like kind of slinky performance. She's giving the hot girl that you see at the club who you want to talk to, but she's so hot that it's intimidating. Like, I just love it. It is just so much fun. And also the pre-chorus, I love the pre-chorus. I love a good pre-chorus, if y'all can't tell. Like, usually if a pre-chorus is really good, it's usually my favorite part of the song. And like, for some reason, like, I always get so hyped when she's like, you notice what I'm wearing, I'm noticing you staring. It's so good. Oh, and also I love I'm hotter than the A-list, next one on my hit list. Like, that is such a flex. Like, yes, Britney, with your hit list. I love it. Oh, and also my other favorite line, I love when she's like, if you want this good-ish, sicker than the remix. And then in the remix, when she's like, this is the remix. And it's like so like kind of badly edited in, but whatever. The remix is so good, by the way. I love the remix so much, and Nicki's part is so good. Although I will say, Kesha's voice sounds like so off in the remix. I don't know if that's just me, but like I never really liked her voice in it. But whatever, like it's so iconic. Like that remix, Nicki, Britney, and Kesha, like that is so 2011 in like the best way. Like, they said gay rights with that remix. They really did. My favorite part in the remix is when Nicki is like, I ain't talking poultry when I say this chicken's fried, and then you hear like the little bagak in the background. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's so good. Yeah, Till the World Ends, I just have like so many memories of the song. Like, honestly, this was like my comfort play song. I would just listen to it whenever I was like feeling down or I needed to pick me up, and it was just always there. Like, this one just like brought the life back into me, and it still does. Like, this is still a song that I just go to when I want to get hype. Like, this is the one that really just lifts my spirit. and that's why I love it. Again, like I said about I Wanna Go, if I had to make a soundtrack to my life, this would absolutely 1000% be there, because it really was this one and I Wanna Go that like really started like the standage. Like it was these two songs that like just propelled me to being like, okay, yeah, Britney is that bitch. So I will forever love Till the World Ends. But what could top that? My number one is Trip to Your Heart. This is such a random number one, but I feel like if you've seen all my other rankings, or at least like have seen what I usually put at the top, like this makes total sense. I love this lane for Britney. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. I love Ethereal Knee. Like to me, it's this one and like, and Then We Kiss and Don't Hang Up and like That's Where You Take Me, where it's just like this sense of, yeah, and Swimming in the Stars, where you just get the sense of like euphoria, and the instrumentals are just like so gorgeous and like kind of overbearing, but in like a good way. And it's just taking you on a literal trip. Like to me, like songs like that are the ones that literally like make my soul ascend. Like this is an ascension song. I feel like when you're going to heaven, like this is what they play. Like this is the elevator song to heaven. I don't know. Trip to Your Heart, this song is just gorgeous. Like this is such a beautiful song, and I love Britney's voice. Like she just sounds so like comforting in it. Like when I listen to the song, I feel held by Guardian Angel Knee. Like that is what it gives me. Like this is a Guardian Angel comfort play song, but at the same time, it's still insanely danceable. Like this is still one that I will just absolutely get my life to, and I will be screaming along with. Like this is just like a multifaceted song. Like if I want to get lit, I'll listen to it. If I want to go on like a mental journey, I'll listen to it. If I want to just have a comfort play song, then I will listen to it. Like it has just served so many purposes in my life. And I remember like when I first listened to this album, like even back then I said like this is my favorite, and that has not changed all these years later. Like this one has always been my favorite. Even though I played the other songs a little bit more, I feel like this is the one that I reserved to listen to because I wanted to savor it. Like the moment needed to be right for me to listen to this one, which is why I didn't play it like quite as much as like a Till the World Ends or I Wanna Go. But when I did, like it just was more meaningful. Like I don't know if any of y'all do that. Like do y'all have songs where it's like you don't even want to listen to it because you love it so much and you don't want to overplay it and you want to play it at like the exact right times? Maybe I'm just crazy, but like I don't know, that's what I do. Like this was that song to me. I was like, I need to be in the exact specific right mood to cherish this. Like this is like a fine wine. Like this one needs to like go down easily. Like this needs to be in a stem glass. It needs to be served at room temperature or however you're supposed to drink wine. I don't know. But yeah, like this song is just a masterpiece and it's always been my favorite. Like that's the thing. Like this has been an enduring favorite. This is probably most likely in my top 5 Britney songs. Well, I can't be making a bold claim like that. I don't know. Definitely a top 10. Definitely a top 10. And I definitely do want to do like a top 10 Britney songs at some point now that I've finished doing all of her albums. But expect to see this one in the top 10. Like expect to see this one there because I just love it so much. Like this is an eargasm. Like the song is just an audio orgasm. And every time I listen to it, it just always brightens my day. So that is my ranking of Femme Fatale, iconic album. I just love this album so much, if y'all couldn't tell. I think that this is probably my 4th favorite Britney album. My favorites go, number 1 is Blackout, number 2 is In the Zone, number 3 is Britney, and then 4 is Femme Fatale. For a long time, this one was my favorite, and that's because it was the first one that I listened to. And I still rank it very high because of that. Like, I just think that there's so much nostalgia attached to this for me that I can't even rank it below Glory. Even though I think Glory is technically a better album, I like Femme Fatale more because it just means so much to me. And I still think that this one really goes off. Like, I genuinely believe, despite it sounding, you know, very of its time, it still holds up. Like, these are still just like bops. Like, it's still just an immaculately produced EDM album, and it deserves its flowers to this day. Like, people really need to recognize, like, this really is one of the strongest releases from the 2010s. Like, I will say that with my entire chest. Like, I really believe that this is one of the best pop albums of the 2010s. But I will say, like, despite all of that, there is still, like, the dark, like, cloud over this album of it being recorded during her conservatorship. She was very, like, in my opinion, she seemed a little more checked out during this era. Not that she didn't give great performances, because she always does, but you could tell that there was like something kind of off. And even back then, like I remember thinking like the passion didn't necessarily seem there when she was performing specifically. And it's like sad to like look at this album in retrospect because of that. I said the same exact spiel at the end of my circus ranking. It's like, yes, as flawless of an album that this is, it is still kind of like sad to think about where she was in her life when this was released. Like you could tell, like I could even tell back then when I was watching the videos of her performing, like there was just something kind of off. Like the passion definitely didn't seem there. Like she seemed more worn down. And again, like she still gave like amazing performances, but you could tell that there was just something going on behind the scenes. And that does kind of like cloud the album a little bit. But, you know, other than that, like, sorry to be like so sad at the end here, but, you know, removing like all the context and everything, I still think Femme Fatale is just such a strong pop album. And I love revisiting it, and I love talking about it, and I will always just cherish it for being the first album that I ever like listened to on my own. Like this was definitely like a moment in my life. Like if I had to, again, just pinpoint like very significant moments for me, then listening to Femme Fatale for the first time would definitely be one. So that was my ranking. Let me know what your guys' ranking of Femme Fatale would be, and I will see you in the next one.